Street Beat. I'm your host, Rob Stone from 99.5 WYCD. And there's a positive spirit in Detroit despite all the bad news. Today we're talking to people who are looking forward at the future of the city and maybe even the world. And the Livernois corridor, known as the Avenue of Fashion, was the destination shopping for many fashionistas of the past, and today it's coming back in style. And here to share the excitement is Dr. Antoine M. Garibaldi, president of the University of Detroit Mercy. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it.
Now, can you tell us about the Avenue of Fashion?
Well, sure. Well, the Avenue of Fashion really had its heyday back in the 1960s with lots of the retail shops, many of them clothing, but also a lot of entertainment areas as well, and some other retail establishments. But over the years, as is typical of many urban areas, when shops went out to the malls or they went down to downtown, then you had a little less activity there. So over the last several years, the area focused there on retail really have been trying to revive that and bring that back. University of Detroit Mercy has been a major player with that through our School of Architecture, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary, and also the Detroit Collaborative Design Center, which has worked with lots of nonprofit organizations, in fact more than 80 over the last 20 years. So they've been able to provide some assistance to many of those organizations, and with a lot of help from some other supporters, financially in particular, and some recently reestablished businesses, it's really begun to hop, if you really want to say that, you know.
Now, how did the university get involved in the first place? Was it, you know, just kind of a collective idea, or?
Sure. Well, back in the 60s, that really was the heyday for the university. Had lots of students, obviously, who patronized many of those businesses, and with you know, more than 6,000 students who were there at that time, that certainly was key. But even more than that, there were lots of stable neighborhoods, as there still is. So the areas like University District and Sherwood Forest and Green Acres and Parma Woods, and the areas today called College Court, the Old Fitzgerald and the Bates-Bagley neighborhoods, they were also very, very key. So that northwest corridor of Detroit was such a vital and vibrant area.
Now, have you been personally involved in a lot of these renovations happening in and around the city?
Well, I have been personally involved in the sense that I've been able to bring together some of the organizations, some of the community groups, some of the organizations. We've had lots of great partners, such as the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation, the city, and also the state. Mayor Bing has been a really good supporter of this effort during my little more than 2 years at the university. And we have some initiatives that are about to start, such as the Livernois Streetscape Enhancement Project, where we'll improve some of the sidewalks. We'll also do some more beautification. The whole goal there, in addition to some other infrastructure improvements, is to try and bring as many retail establishments back so that that can become the same kind of vibrant area that it was 20 years ago and more.
And now, you know, Midtown now is kind of, you know, one of the hipper spots, I guess you would say, that to be in Detroit. Do you think that this area, now that it's sort of making a comeback, could be sort of the same type of area?
Absolutely. I mean, we're very fortunate in the fact that, you know, we're a large educational institution, and just a half a mile away from us is Marygrove College, and also there are hospitals within that area too. And as I've talked with many people around, our area of the city has always been considered as another spot that would be just as vibrant and equally as vibrant as Midtown. So that's really our goal. So this streetscape enhancement project, where we're going to be receiving about $1 million from the Michigan Department of Transportation, is a really big start in order to get some of that activity moving.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what are some of the businesses that have been moving into that area?
Well, we have a number of restaurants that have recently started there. Actually, this predates me, and some of them were just coming online about the time that I came here in 2011. But there's Noni Sherwood Grill, there's a 1917 American Bistro. Just within the last month and a half, we have a new True Value hardware store that opened up on Livernois. There are a number of the businesses that are also planning to expand over the next several years as an upscale fashion shop. Certainly Simply Casual is one that's pretty popular and well known. And there's some others really between this large area between the Lodge Freeway on Livernois and 8 Mile.
Okay.
But a lot of it has been concentrated between 6 Mile and 8 Mile, and we want to go a little bit further than that.
Now, can you tell us really quick, we're running a little short on time, but about some of the special events that are going on with?
Well, sure. Well, you know, during the weekend of September the 20th, obviously there's going to be the Detroit Collaborative Design Center Festival. There's also a number of activities that will be advertised later in the month called Light Up Livernois. We have a Livernois storefront, a community storefront that's been open as well. But the businesses are really getting together and will be publicizing a great deal more of the activities over the weekend. So even though summer is about to recede, still there are going to be lots of activities during the fall. So I would just tell people, look at the paper and look at the website, and they'll see lots of exciting activities going on in the neighborhood.
Well, fantastic. It's great to hear good news about the city of Detroit as well.
Absolutely.
So thanks for coming on. And
thank you.
like you said, if you could get, if you'd like more information, you can visit udmercy.edu.